Ohayo. Welcome to the So Japanese podcast, a podcast about all things Japan from a
Japanese
and foreign perspective. We are your hosts. My name is John.
My name is Ryusuke.
Thank you for joining us today.
ありがとうございます。
Today's podcast is, I guess, fitting for this month.
Yeah.
We'll do a few kind of like creepy ghosts podcasts.
Why? Because
until
it's Halloween.
Halloween, exactly. So today's podcast is about, I guess, explain Japanese ghosts.
Yep.
Ryusuke will also share a couple of ghost stories.
Yeah.
And we have Pera Onomatope segment that is actually quite, obviously it's fitting for this episode, but quite interesting.
Yep.
Like how many different feelings the Japanese language has onomatopoeias for, and for like scary feelings.
When you get scary. Yeah.
So Halloween is coming up. I remember in high school,
Yep.
J-horror
J-horror.
was like really popular, like Ring. What's that one with the little boy?
Japanese called Rasen,
Okay.
but in English it's what was it?
Is that the Ju-on one? Or is
yes.
that a different one?
Same. Yeah. Ju-on and Rasen. Yeah.
Super popular.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I remember like living in Japan, riding my bike through like the small neighborhood streets, very narrow. There's no lights. There's no street lights in those small neighborhoods in the middle of the night, super dark. And I'm just thinking of like Japanese ghosts.
Wow.
Right? That's like, I think growing up, Japanese ghosts were the popular ghosts, right, of how they look like and stuff. Now I think it's Korean ghosts or Korean zombies, right? So how do you say ghosts in Japanese?
In Japanese, we say yurei
Yurei.
or obake.
Obake.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I rarely hear people say yurei. Most people say obake.
Obake. Yeah.
Why is yurei like more formal or?
It's not necessarily to be formal, but I think when you talk about like ghost things, it's more easy to say obake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the Japanese afterlife, what they believe in. So traditional Japanese beliefs, they believe all humans have a spirit or a soul called
Reikon.
reikon. So when a person dies, the reikon leaves the body and enters a form of purgatory where they wait for proper funeral or post-funeral rites to be performed so that the spirit, the reikon, joins its ancestors.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think Japanese culture, a lot of Asian culture believes that they go to where their ancestors go and they will watch over us, right?
Exactly.
So if the funeral and the post-funeral rites are done correctly, the reikon is believed to join the other family members and become protectors for the family that are still living.
Yep.
And in return, and they return to like their earth realm plane in August during the Obon festival.
That's why there's Obon. Yeah.
And then to receive thanks. What do you guys do during Obon to say thank you?
Or like we make food.
Okay.
And we make some sort of like a, how to say, it's not dough, but we make type of dough with the cucumber and then eggplant.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah. Well, it's really old school.
And that doll is supposed to be your dead family
so
members?
they can write the doll then go back to their country.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And when you make food, do you leave it out and put incense with it?
Yeah.
And then the ghosts or your ancestors are supposed to eat the food, right?
Like for example, like even my house, there's a called butsudan, which is like a small version of like a. It's not ginger.
It's like an altar.
Yes.
For your grandparents.
Yeah. My grandpa and grandma. And my dad always every morning he put the new rice, the cooked rice with some fruit.
Okay.
For him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then later
he took.
Yeah.
And then for him he eat.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So during Oban, you make the food for them, but you eat it eventually.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So how did they become yurei or obake from being reikon? So they believe that when a person dies in a sudden or violent manner, such as murder or suicide, and if the proper funeral rites or a funeral has not been performed, and or if the ghost or the spirit is influenced by powerful emotions such as desire for revenge, love, jealousy, hatred, or sorrow, the reikon is believed to transform into a yurei, a ghost. That's how
they become a ghost.
So not until your family member seeks revenge for you, or what?
Well,
or until your body is found.
Yeah.
And I can do proper funeral, burial, or right?
Yeah.
And then you go to join your ancestors.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if this is like a general ghost belief. I think it might be, or just Japanese or even just Asian, of like a ghost is a ghost because there's something unresolved that they need to accomplish something, right?
Yeah.
We read that like it could be even like the littlest thought you had right before you died. That if you need to do it,
then the feel keeps you to stay in this world.
So right before I die, I think I wish I had one more McDonald's Big Mac.
Then you're here for McDonald's.
Until I have that Big Mac.
Exactly.
And then I can stop being a ghost.
Then I have to put Big Mac in front of your things, and then John-san, please go.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder if like any yurei or bake want to stay ghosts. Or is it like a general thing where like they have a mission, they need to complete it, and then they can like the whole goal is for them to stop being a ghost?
I think so.
Right, because you want to join your ancestors.
Exactly.
Right?
But that's also why sometimes people believe in that, like, these are your grandparents still there. Because of, like, they're kind of trying to protect their family, which is you as a grandkid, or even...
So they want to stay as a ghost, so they can be, like, in the earth realm. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in Japan, ghosts pretty much have a uniform look, right? And so how do they look like?
They looks like they wear the white cloth. Okay. It's like a yukata kimono type of white cloth.
It's the one that you get buried in, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes when you see the picture, I mean, mostly more like drawing, and there's even sometimes have a triangle white cloth on top of their head and tied in.
Oh, interesting.
That's also the sign of ghost.
But do they wear that when you get buried, like a Buddhist funeral?
I think used to be they wear something like that.
Right,
that's why. Yeah. No, right now.
So it's pretty much like the Buddhist burial clothing.
Exactly.
What ghosts wear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how else do they look like?
And also, like, normally they have the black long hair with really pale hair skin, and also the hand is kind of like it's
like dangling from the wrists.
Exactly.
Feet too, right? From
feet
the ankles
too.
dangling.
Sometimes they don't even write down the feet because they're already obake, so they don't have a feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what's hitodama?
Hitodama is the one basically like a fireball.
Okay.
Because of like when what we believe is like when the human die and then the soul get out from your body and then that become the fireball. That's called hitodama.
And every ghost has like,
that's what we believe.
so it's like kind of like a aura, like it's around you, right?
Exactly.
Is it red?
Not necessarily red.
Okay.
Sometimes maybe more like bluish.
So it's like flames that are around you.
And it's like it's not big. It's like maybe your fist size, and then like the fireball is basically floating.
Oh, around you. It's not like you're all in flames.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I think I've seen that in paintings.
That's called hitodama.
Okay, so that's how the Japanese believe a ghost looks like.
Yeah. And then my mom said that she saw hitodama when she was a kid.
Just the hitodama.
Yeah.
So you can see like a fireball floating around, and that's how you know.
That's what she said. And then she was a kid, so you know.
I think I've seen like those ghost hunter shows, and like they catch like a fireball.
I think also in a ghost show they call those things om or something.
Orbs. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's like a general ghost thing.
Yeah.
Listeners, if you guys know about ghosts, seen ghosts, let us know if this Japanese look of ghosts is like a universal thing, or is it specifically Japanese? I think the hitodama, the orb, like you said, I think it's like a general ghost thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting to see like cross cultures. It's the same thing. It makes you believe that ghosts could be real.
Yeah.
All right. So the Japanese even also classifies the type of ghost, the type of spirit. So the first one is
shugore,
and that's a guardian spirit.
Yeah. So basically, this spirit, they're kind of protecting you.
Could be family member.
Could be family member. Could be someone you might know, but you don't really have contact. But anyway, these people are kind of trying to protect you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one we have is
haigore.
Back spirit.
Yeah. So haigore is basically like when you go to see how to call those people who can see ghosts, like
okay.
You know, right? I forgot, but it's no magician, but
clairvoyance. No, that's like mind reader, I think. Something like that. Yeah.
But anyway, and then like if you go see them, and then like they say like, oh, you have a haigore.
They can see the ghost behind you, or like it's with you.
Yeah.
Or even in you?
No.
Okay.
Because haigo means like in your back.
You. Okay.
Yeah, behind you. And
so that one could be protecting you or not.
So this could be good or bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Next one we have is
shizenrei.
Nature?
Yeah.
Spirit?
Nature spirit. So it's
like
trees. Or I'll say this could be a hitodama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you see it in the forest and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Next one.
Dobutsure. Animals.
Animal spirit.
Because Japanese people believe in that several type of animals, they actually have like a power to become like a ghost, or like they even have some power to switch to like a monster. For example, fox.
Okay.
It's really big I mean, one of the animals we believe in that they have a power, and also tanuki, like Japanese raccoons.
Okay. Yeah. So not all animals.
Yeah, but like in general, all the animals when they die. For example, if you have a dog and then like your dog die, then they're still gonna be there. That's also dobutsure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one is
fuyurei.
floating.
floating spirit. So Hyurei is like John said at beginning, when they die, like accidentally they die, and they didn't even notice they die. Those spirits, they still stay in this world, but they don't know where to go because they don't even know they die. That's why it's floating.
So they don't even know what the mission is.
Exactly.
What they need to do to go back.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing, I guess, for ghosts.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Next one is
Jibakure.
Jibakure, earthbound spirit.
Yeah. So this spirit is if, for example, there's a natural disaster, there was landslide, and then after a long time, everything is clear, everything is fine. But if somebody trying to build some house or whatever, and then like there's always some issue, problem, accident, then
the body wasn't found.
Could be
Missing body.
Missing body.
So you couldn't do the funeral.
Yeah.
Stays a ghost.
So that's the way we believe in that. Oh, there must be a jibakure because they stay there. They don't know what to do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's all interesting. So Japanese ghosts even they categorize the type of ghosts in terms of how they died. So they have a different name for how the ghost died. Some of them are, the first one is
Onryo,
vengeful ghosts who come back to revenge.
Yeah.
To right a wrong that has done to them in their lifetime. Next one is
Ubume.
Ubume.
Yeah.
So a mother ghost who died in childbirth or died leaving young children behind.
Yeah.
So they believe that the Yurei returns to care for her children, often bringing them sweets. Next one is
Goryo,
vengeful ghosts, but of the aristocratic class.
Yeah.
Interesting. Next one is
Funa Yurei.
So the ghosts who died at sea.
Yeah.
Sometimes these ghosts are depicted as scaly, fish-like humanoids that kind of look like a merman or a mermaid. Interesting. Next one is
Zashikiwarashi.
The ghosts of children.
This ghost is famous,
right? Because they're often mischievous.
Yeah. And
rather than dangerous.
Yeah.
They just want to play.
Exactly. And then the funny things about Zashikiwarashi, normally the kids see them. So
okay, yes.
For example, like if I have kids, I visit my grandparents' house, and then they start playing, running around, came back to me, and then like, oh, I was playing with this kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's that kid? Then I asked my grandparents, like, is there any kid around this house? And then, oh, no. And then, but my grandparents might gonna say, oh, that might be a Zashikiwarashi. The kids can see it. But Zashikiwarashi, often they believe in that it's a good yurei.
Okay.
Because they're kind of protecting the house. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they believe that, or people believe that kids can see ghosts, like up to a certain age. Their innocence,
and they don't remember anything. They lost the sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When they get older.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I guess with all this information, safe to say that the Japanese belief in ghosts is like normal. Everyone believes in ghosts. Would you say?
Yeah.
Right?
I would say they are believing, but there's always ghost story around you if you're living in Japan.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
The Japanese love ghost stories. So in doing the research for this episode, we found a story where in 2013, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, I guess that's when he was first got into office.
Yeah.
I guess the prime ministers in Japan, they have a house for them to live in, like all the prime ministers live in that house, right? But he was reluctant to move into his official residence because he felt it was haunted. So I feel like in North America or in Europe, in the news, if you read that like, oh, your prime minister does not want to move in the house because he thinks it's haunted, people would be like,
stupid. It's like Biden, he doesn't want to move to White House
because it's
just because of there's a ghost.
It would be
people gonna think, why we have this prime minister? I mean, like the president,
right?
Yeah.
But in Japan, apparently, no one batted an eye. Like,
no,
it's normal. Oh, I understand. Okay, so let's try to get that ghost out.
Yeah, it's because for this story, like Shinzo Abe wasn't the first one. He believes that ghost. It was actually like many previous prime minister, they actually said that they saw it. And even the prime minister now, the someone asked like, did you see a ghost? So really? That's everybody needs question. To ask. Exactly. But he said that like, no, I didn't see it. I sleep very well. But why people believe in that there's a ghost? It was actually there's an instant like a Showa era, like early time. This guy, he was prime minister, but also he was in the army. He was the head. And then the army trying to do revolution. So trying to take the country. And then they killed the prime minister at that time. So he actually died in that house.
And it was like vicious too, right? Yeah. Like many gunshots.
Exactly. Yeah. He got 48 gunshots and then like so many stabbings. So it's all about like the hate.
So you have that feeling, which makes sense in terms of that there'd be a ghost.
And on that time, actually, people are warning him, like, don't stay there. Because they might be happening. But he was kind of like, he was brave. Also, he was actually saying that, like, I don't care. If they're going to kill me, it's okay. Then it actually happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he feel about, he actually, holy shit, I actually died. So he might stay there.
Yeah.
Which is jibakure.
Onryo.
Could be anything.
Shinzo Abe didn't end up moving into the house either.
I don't think he did. But also he has so much other house too. So like he feels like, why I have to move there? I'm a special.
Interesting. So, Ayure, how does it go back to where their ancestors are? What do you say in Japanese, the place?
The place called Anoyo. Anoyo means somewhere in
up
north.
There.
Yeah, up there.
Yeah.
So when we normally say jobutsu, it's more like the Buddhist word.
Oh, like you reach enlightenment.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're at peace, or right?
Yeah.
So there's like exorcisms that you can do to like send the ghosts back, right? So this is traditionally accomplished by family members enacting revenge upon the Yurei slayer, or when the ghost consummates its passion and love with its intended lover. So ghosts can have sex with you, I suppose.
I guess. I mean, like, have you seen The Ghost? The movie?
Oh, yeah, true.
See, they did it.
So
they even made the pottery together.
And then he was safe to go back. Right?
Exactly.
Or when the ghost's remains are finally discovered and given a proper burial with all the rites performed. Or you can do like Buddhist priests can come, like
to pray,
shake some bells, or do the Buddhist rituals. And right. And you can exercise the spirit, and it can go back to its peaceful place. Again, I think this is like general ghost information. Like might not be special to Japan. But also I think like in Shinto, you can like they have like writings on a piece of paper and you put it on the head and
like
it's supposed to help send the body to
to the
up
Anoyo.
there.
Yeah.
So have you seen ghosts before in Japan?
I think I would say yes.
Have you seen ghosts living abroad outside of Japan?
No.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. Yeah, but
So,
in Japan,
you have 2 stories
yeah,
in this episode to share with us.
yeah, yeah. So my story about ghosts is because when I was in Japan, before I even abroad, me and my friends, we love to go visit it like haunted spot
Okay.
in Japan.
Yeah, that's fun.
It was like every weekend things for us.
Okay.
So especially in summertime.
We did the same thing. It's like that's what like poor students
Yeah, you don't
that have a
need
car
to
can
spend any
do.
money.
Yeah, right. And it's fun, right?
In one
and you're
car.
out in the middle of the night.
Exactly. And then like teenagers, they don't want to sleep.
Right?
They don't even want to be at the house.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
They rather see ghosts.
Yeah. So my first story is about, it's called Chosen Tunnel. And the other name is called Futaba Tunnel. So the Chosen means Korea.
Yes.
So the tunnel was completed in 1956. And why they call Chosen Tunnel is they say that because there was a worker from Korea and they built this tunnel. But when they built the tunnel, there was enough material. And people needs to do something. So they decided, okay, we need to put somebody's body
to fill up the concrete. The tunnel, the concrete.
Yeah.
So they didn't have enough materials. They didn't have enough concrete.
And that's how they built the tunnel at the end. But
so it was built by like captured Koreans from the war. So they were forced to build a tunnel.
Yeah.
Not enough materials.
Yeah.
And they were forced to
bury it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is fact?
Well, no, this is not like
could be the story, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not actual story. It could be actual story, but I didn't confirm as actual. Okay. So, well, anyway, we heard there's a tunnel. It's not that far from us. It's like 2 hours drive.
That's pretty far.
Well, but that time we all have the motorcycle too.
Okay,
so it's like perfect for touring.
Yeah.
Right? So we decided to go. And then, well, one time I went by car with my friend. And then that time I get there. Obviously, this tunnel is also already abandoned.
Okay.
So you're not supposed to go.
Okay.
But you can still go, of course, if you want to. So I went there. It's in the forest. There's nothing else. So I drive. Only one car can drive on the road.
Okay.
And I get right in front of the tunnel. Then I stop my car because I just want to stop before I enter.
Okay. You turned your car off?
No, my engine was on.
Okay.
Yeah, but I put the parking.
Parking brake.
Parking brake, everything. But then when I look at the tunnel, I felt it's like felt. I don't know how to explain, but basically the car. No, more it's like a tunnel. It's kind of like trying to suck my car.
Suck you in.
Exactly.
Literally
so it's
like tunnel vision.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So like if I look at in front of me, it's like moving.
Okay.
But if I look at side, it's not moving.
Interesting.
Of course I got panic, but I don't want to say what I see that time because it was only me and one more friend. So I decide not to go in. And then I said, okay, I need to go back.
Okay.
And then he said, okay. And I turned the car it's super small, but I did it, and then drive back, and then when we get far enough with the regular road, there's a light. Then I told him like, hey, it was so weird because I keep step the brake, even I put the side brake too, but I could see my car is like sucking in, moving in. So I feel I shouldn't go. That's why I said let's turn and then go back. And then he said that, oh, I actually see something weird things too. And then I was like, what? And then he goes like, I don't know if you noticed or not, but like there was no window. There's no wind, nothing. But only one tree was like shaking crazy.
Okay.
So he got scared too. But he didn't tell me anything.
He didn't say anything either.
Yeah. So that's how we believe in that. Okay, so there must be something.
Did you see the tree?
I didn't see the tree. Yeah. And
you're too busy getting sucked in.
Well, then maybe I'm not here. And then the other time we went again anyway.
So that was the first time, and then you went back with other friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I already told them what was happening.
Okay.
Of course, they all like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
And it was like 10 of us.
Okay.
We went
like
there.
Bozuzoku style.
But, yeah, some of them. Yeah, some of them, yes. Yeah. And there was a bridge before we go tunnel. So we decided, okay, let's take a picture on the bridge.
Okay.
And then we took picture.
How far is the tunnel? I mean, like from the bridge?
It's like 10 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah. And we took picture, all of us. Obviously, it was like 20 years ago. So like we don't have the phone camera. We can't see till like 1 or 2 weeks.
When you get it developed.
Film and then, And then we saw that there's a hand on one guy's shoulder.
Like a ghost hand? Like the
exactly.
Limp.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And this is obviously like, you have to be there, right? Because like I know exactly who was there, and then like he was all the way the right side, and then the hand was on that right shoulder. Okay. So there's no one right next. And I was like, "What is this?" I was like, "It's a hand." And everybody's like, "Did you do this?" Like basically like the guy next this guy, right? And it's like, "Of course no." My hand, like he was actually doing like peace or something. I'm like, so what is this? And everybody's like, oh,
was it like a human colored hand?
Or it was like hand. It was regular hand.
Who has the photo? I need to see it to believe it.
Right? Next time I go back and then I'll check someone who has that. Yeah. So,
or it's burnt already. They burned.
Maybe. Well, so
did you guys have any dead friends?
After that?
No, before that, like for that photo.
Before that? No.
Okay.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the tunnel story. And then the second one, this one was more like fun, but also we kind of hear something. So this place called Kokoke House. It's also close to my house. I mean our house. It's like an hour drive. Okay. Again, it's in a forest.
Of course.
And then this this Kokoke house used to be like old hot spring facility.
Okay. So it's like old onsen.
Exactly. But then there's a lot of story. But normally people say that they couldn't run the business. Okay. Because of like they got big fire. Oh, okay. And then they fix it and trying to reopen, but like weird things happen again. So at the end, the owner just left. Okay. And after that, it's abandoned. And we went there. This Kokoke house is on the hill. So we have to climb. Like for sure, there's used to be stairs somewhere. Okay. It's already in the bush. Oh, I see. You can't even find it. Okay. So we climbed.
How old ago? Like, was it a business? Was it?
Well, for sure. When we visiting, that was already like 20, 30 years ago.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. And then we went inside. So dark. There's, I think, 3-story building. Some floor is completely, how to say, like crabs.
Okay, interesting.
So it's basically dangerous.
Yeah.
And there's bunch of graffiti or like weird shit, or even like says kill in Japanese. And we all went inside, and we kind of went deeper. And at some point, one of our friends that saying like, "Did you hear?" I was like, "What?" Like, "You didn't hear anything?"
Yeah.
I was like, "No." And then after that, we hear some like guy kind of screaming. I was like, "Whoa!"
And then everyone ran.
And everybody left.
Everyone
right
heard
away.
the scream.
Yeah.
It could be other kids. Like, let me scare these motherfuckers.
Could be.
Yeah.
But you know, on that time.
Yeah, of course, yeah. The environment's correct, right? It's all spooky. You guys drove there, trying to find a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was the Kokoke house. We didn't see any on that spot.
Are there any, like, stories about, like, the ghosts are normally seen there or anything like that? Or just like a
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone died in the fire. Maybe something like that.
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah. And, yeah. Also, when you go to haunted spot in Japan, there's another dangerous things there, which is bosozoku, like you said.
Yeah.
So many times.
Bosozoku chilling there, man, scaring these guys.
Yeah. One time, we went to this shrine, and we get there, and then we also motorbike, and then we didn't say anything, but because of I think the motorbike sound they hear, it's like 30 people, boom, stand. They were all on the ground, having a meeting, which is they're all bosozoku. Everybody wears
creepy. Yeah, and then they just
same suit, and it was ladies.
Oh, okay.
We call ladies.
Okay.
So all red tokofuku, the bosozoku uniform.
Yeah, that would scare the shit out of me. Yeah.
That right away we're like go, because we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
They're gonna fucking stop us and then take all our motorcycle.
Yes.
That was actually really scary.
That's legit scary.
Yeah. So people, if you wanna go visit haunted spot in Japan, just make sure
it's not there's no bosozoku meeting going on. Your friends that were bosozoku as youths, talking to them now, like being in their 30s, late 30s, 40s, do they think back at it fondly? Do they think it was cool? Or are they a little bit ashamed that they were bosozoku?
No one feels shame, man.
No, yeah. Even now, you don't look back and be like,
that's why. Even now, some of them are still bosozoku.
Oh, they still try to live that life.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I love ghost stories, especially Japanese ghost stories. I don't know why. I think growing up, like I said, watching J-horror, like the setting of ghosts in my head is like Japan.
Yeah.
But this brings us to our Pera Onomatope segment.
Hi.
I guess like onomatope is about feelings about being scared.
Yep.
So the first feeling we have is worried.
Here.
So for example, if you're on an airplane and there's super strong turbulence.
And then I said, 飛行機揺れてヒヤヒヤした。
So like a feeling of being worried, right? Here. The sound of a beating heart.
Doki doki.
That makes sense.
Yep.
But you say doki doki when you get scared or you're doing something exciting. So like bungee jumping.
So the example, bungee jump, doki doki suru.
Doki doki. So you say that, it just means my heart, was beating out of my chest, right?
Exactly.
The next one, an uneasy, nervous feeling.
Soa, soa.
Soa, soa. So maybe before a big exam or before going on stage to perform.
And the example is テストうまくいくかそわそわするわ。
Soa, soa. Nervous, uneasy feeling. Next one, the chills.
ゾクゾク。
Zoku, zoku. So chills in general, like it could be for chills from having a fever or like chills if a ghost is passing through you or something. You get the chills.
So なんかお化けいそうでゾクゾクする。
Zoku, zoku. I love how you guys have onomatopoeias for all this. The next one is like a uncontrollable shaking or shivering from being too scared or nervous. Like your hands are shaking, you can't control it.
ブルブル。
Buru, buru. So maybe if you actually see a ghost or you happen to meet your most favorite number one celebrity, you bump into them on the street.
あいつお化け見たって言ってブルブルしてるよ。
So you notice someone that saw a ghost and they're like shaking uncontrollably, right?
Yep.
So interesting. You guys have so many onomatopoeias.
Yeah.
So this does it for today's episode.
はい。
Thank you for joining us.
ありがとうございま
Again,
す。
if you haven't done so already, please follow us on TikTok, Instagram, rate us 5 stars. I think on Apple Podcasts, you can actually like write a review as well.
Yeah.
Please write a review. Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening.
ありがとう。
Bye bye.
またね。
Bye bye.